Not so long ago, getting a car was as easy as a Sunday drive with the family. Fast forward to today, and the landscape has transformed into a nightmarish maze of hurdles, signaling a collapse of the once comfortable car market. Gone are the days of cruising into a dealership, visions of family road trips dancing in your mind. Today, the reality is a far cry from the ease we once knew. The road to a new car has become a treacherous journey through a dark and uncertain tunnel. As we navigate through the aftermath of COVID-19, the repercussions are echoing through the car market, sending shockwaves that are far from settling. The pandemic triggered a shift in how dealerships operate, making them leaner but meaner, with incentives slashed and inventories reduced. In today's video, we'll explore these aspects in detail. The global pandemic that started in early 2020 has transformed the world in numerous ways. Many things became scarce due to high demand, making them harder to find and significantly more expensive. The car market was not exempt from these changes. It's crucial to grasp the reasons behind this. A key factor was the chip shortage that halted new vehicle production, leading to a surge in prices for used cars. This chip scarcity stemmed from the COVID-19 pandemic, and the subsequent Russian invasion of Ukraine has further complicated the situation. Yet time has a way of mending things. The difficulties we're facing won't last forever, and some parts of life have gotten better. This doesn't mean everything goes back to the way it was, but there might be some relief ahead. If we start by figuring out why the car market went up so much, we can follow how these reasons are changing. That way, we can anticipate a positive change for people thinking about buying a car. In 2020, there was a definite confirmation that a recession had hit. The virus outbreak led to widespread shelter-in-place orders, causing reduced mobility and less need for cars. With many people working remotely or not working at all, it was a different scenario than the Great Recession of 2007 to 2009, which faced challenges like high gas prices and credit lending issues. However, between March 15th and April 4th, 2020, a staggering 16.8 million new unemployment claims were filed. With less need to go places and many people out of jobs, selling cars became quite a challenge. Dealerships even offered 0% interest loans for a whopping 84 months, a really long time. But these unusual terms were necessary to make deals happen. There were lots of great deals for new buyers, as dealers did everything they could to stay afloat, recession or not. Even if dealerships weren't physically open, which was a bit of a hurdle, they still found ways to make sales. In such unpredictable times, buying a car wasn't a top priority. It required having the means, even with low gas prices, some places going below $1 per gallon. This led to dealers having more cars in stock, called days supply, than usual, with over 90 days when the norm is in the low 60s. Despite having plenty of cars, the unique challenges brought by the pandemic made sales tricky and complex. Certainly, things started easing up in 2021 as restrictions lifted and life returned to normal. Whether it was entirely ready or not didn't matter because life had to move forward. If you didn't snag a car by the first quarter of that year, your chance slipped away as prices soared in both the used and new car markets. The trouble started with a shortage of new vehicles, thanks to the superconductor chip scarcity, causing a ripple effect with high demand for used cars. People were still adjusting to changes at work, making new car production even more challenging. Then in early 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. Wars bring many tragedies, and there are serious and lasting consequences. Although it might not seem huge in the grand scheme of things, this war put a strain on wiring harnesses made in Ukraine, affecting European production. That means fewer vehicles from European makers can make their way to the United States. The global pandemic, chip shortage, and the Ukraine war might be temporary, but they've left lasting changes in how we buy cars. In the past 24 months, we've seen the impact. In January 2022, new car buyers paid over 12.2% more than the previous year, and used cars shot up by more than 40%. Edmunds found that a staggering 82% of new car buyers paid more than the sticker price in January 2022, compared to only 2.8% the year before. When will these high car prices go back to how they were in 2020 or even earlier, when deals were fantastic for buyers? At the moment, prices aren't expected to drop anytime soon. Many thought they'd have to pay a lot for new and used cars for quite a while, mainly because of the chip shortage. It seemed like automakers wouldn't be able to make enough cars to meet the demand for a long time. COVID-19 caused a shortage, which was a big deal for making new cars. The shortage was in the chips that control many systems in today's cars, like engine functions, infotainment, and even power seat memory. We've likely seen the highest prices, but where they're heading is a bit tricky. wholesale prices have started going down, which should eventually bring down the retail prices. The challenge is that the starting point was so high that it will take years to get back to how things were before COVID-19. Here's the thing, in 2020 and 2021, about 14.5 and 14.9 million vehicles were sold respectively, in what's usually a 17 million market. So there are millions of cars out there that people wanted to buy but couldn't, added up over the years. Now that unmet demand is affecting the used car market. Usually pre-owned cars are about 3 years old because that's when leases end. Therefore, in 2024, there will be a lot fewer normal used cars, making prices higher 2 years from 2022. Expect the ups and downs in car prices to even out when there's enough supply to meet demand, likely in early 2024. This is when automakers should be making enough new cars to keep up with demand. But because of the pandemic, dealerships changed their game plan. COVID gave them a chance to become more efficient by cutting incentives and having fewer cars in stock. Car makers and dealers realized that having less inventory made them more money. These big changes in how dealerships work probably mean the discounts and deals from the past won't be coming back. Manufacturers will aim to keep a balance between how many cars they make and how many people want to buy to keep prices high. So we might not see prices like in 2019 again. In the next 3 to 5 years, there might not be many used cars available, keeping prices high. Considering all this, it looks like there won't be many new cars available until well into 2024. With the used cars taking a few more years to catch up, it might take a while before we reach pre-COVID levels, if ever. The average cost of a new car recently went down, but only by 1.1%, and it's still over $48,000. However, for the first time in 20 months, the average new car price is now below the sticker price again. For almost 2 years, the average new car price kept going up, helped by added costs from dealers. In 2023, there was more supply of new cars coming in. With more cars available, dealers can't charge the high prices they used to. Still, the average price for new cars might reach over $50,000 later this year. Overall, we're getting close to when the car market might see a big drop. Even though COVID is still around and the war in Ukraine continues, the supply of cars is finally increasing. Some might suggest placing an order now to get the car you want in time. However, we're just starting to see signs of car prices going down, and things are still unpredictable due to outside factors. It might be safer to wait for the storm to pass before making a move. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and watch our video on the upcoming housing crash.